Ilia Topuria is set to take on Islam Makhachev for the lightweight title at UFC 317 if and only if Jack Della Maddalena can pull off the victory this weekend against Belal Muhammad. And boys, I really do think that is a big if. I really do not see JDM winning this weekend. I don't think it's possible. So apparently Dana White said something at the press conference. I was not able to watch the press conference, but West Till Death has posted this. Charles Oliveira will be the backup fighter for Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. And if JDM wins, he'll be the welterweight champion, obviously. So Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev are fighting. And if Islam Makhachev wins that fight, well then Islam Makhachev will go up and fight Jack Della Maddalena for the welterweight belt in September, I believe, in an Australia pay-per-view. So boys, that is huge news. Today we're going to be talking about that as well as a couple other announced fights that we do have set coming up. So make sure to subscribe, dude, because we're trying to hit 900 subscribers by the end of the year. It would mean a lot. But let's talk about this, dude, because I am so excited that we finally have Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev announced. Finally, dude. How long has it been since this fight was initially rumored even? It has been like 6 months since the end of that Max Holloway Ilia Topuria fight when people were even considering the possibility of Ilia Topuria fighting Islam Makhachev. And finally, it's here. All JDM has to do is win, dude. JDM needs to save the welterweight division. He needs to save the lightweight division and save the world. But I'm a Belal Muhammad fan, dude. But with this information, I'm kind of going to be rooting for Jack Della Maddalena this weekend. So I don't know if that really makes me a fan of Belal. But of course, I want Islam Makhachev to go up. Of course, I want to see the guy who I've been able to watch become the GOAT of MMA. Because, brother, let me tell you, if Islam Makhachev gets to fight Ilia Topuria at UFC 317 and he wins that fight, and then a couple months later, he goes up and fights at welterweight against Jack Della Maddalena for the double champ status and wins, he retires on the spot, and he is officially the GOAT of the MMA. And I think that is something that we have to talk about because that is a real, genuine possibility. And it's a fun and exciting possibility. It's not a scary possibility, but that is so crazy how we watched this man grow from fighting King Green to going double champ status against JDM. And I kind of want JDM to win, like I said, because of that reason. I'm so excited for this fight, and I'm so excited for Islam's legacy, because you look at Islam's legacy, if he were to pull this off, well, of course, he'd have JDM and Ilia if he could get those 2 wins. He'd also have Volk twice. He's also had Dustin Poirier. He's also had Charles Oliveira. He's also had some other cheeky wins like Dan Hooker, like King Green, like guys, like cheeky little guys like that. And it's really exciting. But let's talk about some other fights now. Apparently, we're going to get Renner de Ritter versus Robert Whittaker International Fight Week, so that is also a banger of a fight, dude. And Renner de Ritter, I said it in my last video, it is okay to fast track Renner de Ritter, a 1 double champ, one of the top 100 MMA fighters of all time, by the way. But still, dude, 1 double champ, dominated Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel didn't even give him a fight. He didn't even give him a fight. But Renner de Ritter is getting fast-tracked, I guess you can say, against Robert Whittaker. That is a fun, amazing fight. RDR is staying active as heck, and that would literally be like, I think, like 4 fights in the span of a year, and just like he's speedrunning the UFC, dude. Renner de Ritter would be speedrunning the UFC. Obviously, it's a good bounce-back fight for Robert Whittaker, and I'm so excited for this fight. I'm so excited for International Fight Week after all this news has came out. And just like the last day, Ali Abdul, RDR's manager, has just tweeted that he has some big news for RDR, and apparently this is the fight. So if this fight were to happen, again, another banger and another banger fight added to International Fight Week, because International Fight Week has some cheeky little matchups. Dude, we got Michael Johnson versus Daniel Zellhuber. We got Roman Coppola versus Paulo Costa. We got Jack Hermanson versus Gregory Rodriguez, I think. It is a stacked card. There's some cheeky little fights. And with a couple more, like one more good fight on this card, really good fight on this card, this is a top card of all time. People are going to hate to say that, but it's true, dude. It might be recency bias, but I do believe that UFC 317 could still be good. And it's crazy because just last week, I made a video talking about how International Fight Week is in shambles. But that's how quickly the world of MMA changes, dude. And in other news, apparently Anthony Hernandez is set to take on Roman Dolidze in a fight night main event. And honestly, I'm not excited with this, dude. I was really hoping after Anthony Hernandez's last fight. Did I say Anthony Smith before? I feel like I said Anthony Smith. But Anthony Hernandez, his last fight, it was a decent outing against Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen, it was a close fight. It was back and forth in some exchanges. But Anthony Hernandez was really sick going in that fight. He was on antibiotics. And the fight before, he destroyed Michel Pereira. Don't forget, dude. Don't forget. Who does that to Michel Pereira? Except Abus Magomedov and a couple other people. But still, dude. Anthony Hernandez, dude, he's not that young. He's like 31. Give him a shot up the rankings, dude. Why don't you give him a Cannonier? Why don't you give him an Izzy even? Izzy He needs a bounce back fight, dude. Why don't you give him a Robert Whittaker, dude? I know Robert Whittaker is just scheduled to take on RDR, but still, dude, there is a lot of matchups further up the rankings other than someone who's ranked one spot higher than him, and Roman Dolidze. And Roman Dolidze, I'm not going to say he's no slack, because he is a slack, dude. He's 36 years old. He's 36 years old. He's not in his prime. I know he's coming off a good batch of wins. I don't think. His last win was against Marvin Vettori. Before that, it was Kevin Holland. And before that, it was Anthony Smith. So it's a decent batch of wins. I mean, all of those guys are pretty much bums, but still, I do believe Anthony Hernandez is just going to be able to overwhelm this guy with pressure. He's so good. He's so good. I love Anthony Hernandez, and you guys should too. But that's it today. I just wanted to talk about this because that is groundbreaking news in the world of MMA. And a couple other fights got announced, like Cody Garbrandt versus Ronnie Barcelos, and some other sleeper ones. But I'm not here to talk about that today. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. MMA Outpost out.